Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, morning.
How are you?
Good. And you?
Yeah, tired. It's early for me, but yeah.
Yeah,
It is a bit early, but
Same for
okay.
me. But I had
Really?
a training and the weeks were quite busy, so I was the only option. But I was also,
Yes.
I heard my alarm and I was like, no, not already. I'm searching for like the most calm alarm, but like every alarm that goes off in the morning, it's so horrible. So.
Yeah. Is it difficult to get the body going, like when you start at 9 or 10 o'clock? you think?
No, for me it feels quite okay. No, I think one time I'm like awake. It's like I'm awake, it's okay, but just like the first, I suppose it's for everybody, just like the first steps when you step out of the bed and the first things you have to do, it's like I feel like so bad, and I'm like, no, I just want to continue sleeping. But no, once I'm in the gym, it's actually it's okay.
Do you have like a routine, like Vladek? Well, it says Caroline here, but Vladek, he he always take this like freezing shower every morning. I know.
Ah, like this. No, not really actually. No, actually not at all. Like,
Why would you do that?
yeah, yeah.
It's-
I mean, I tried it. I tried it for the competition, because sometimes when you go to the competition, it's like, what is it? I think starting at 9 or something, the qualification.
Yeah.
So I think it's like really early. I remember like in Seoul in 2023, we had to like already take a bus for 40 minutes to the venue. So yeah, if things like this happen, you have to like wake up like very early, and then I try to take like a cold shower to wake up, because they say it helps to wake up. But it's not that it's really like a routine to yeah to that I have it to like be ready to start training good or something.
How many double sessions do you have per week actually?
Um, it depends. But most of the time I do actually every day I train. I do a double session. So what my training is, it's mostly like 2 days in a row, and then 2 days in a row double session, then 1 day rest. So very often it's like this. And sometimes we adapt on how I'm feeling, or if I also just have like a deload week, then it's also gonna be a bit less hard. But yeah, most of the time when I train, I kind of always do like a double session. Like it's like I gotta get used to it, and I like it like this. So the days are like filled. It also I prefer to be like I said, to be a bit forced to wake up a bit earlier. Than I have like a better routine, because I prefer to sleep longer, but I know it's better to keep like a routine. And if I have 2 sessions a day, I feel like the routine is like is good. So yeah, that's why I also like to do the two trainings.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if you have shit to do, and well, the later you wake
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
the later, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Like, because for me, I always have to take like 4 hours in between the sessions. Um, yeah, so that means if you like, yeah, if you don't start early enough, imagine you start at 10, you do 4 hour session, 3 hour session, you finish around like 1 or 2. Then if you finish at 1, for example, you only can start like I only can start like at 5. So that means if you do another 3 hour session, then you finish at 10, then you still have to go back, you have to eat, and when you can finally go to sleep, it's quite late already. So yeah, it's important to do the first session already like early enough to make sure you have time in the evening.
So, like this time of year, when you have been a lot of invitational comps, you've been climbing outside, you've been traveling a little bit. Is it less strict, the training regime now, or like more open, so to speak?
Yeah, I think definitely like right now, because like for example, now I'm in a period of like 3 weeks in a row that I have like a sort of competition, because I had like the Tokyo sessions 2 weeks ago, then this weekend was the MOV, next weekend I will go to Lake Lips. So it's definitely like I'm not like doing the things that I say right now, like do like 2 days in a row to do double sessions, because I think if I would do that, I would just like have no chance at the competition, because I will have to be like so tired that it's like completely useless. Not useless, but like I won't have good results. And in the end, I also like to have like good results at those open competitions, because it's I really like it. So yeah, right now it's just like a bit more calm, like a bit more quality trainings than rather like have like very very hard training. But I think like after that, have like another period of just non-stop training, and then I will go rock climbing again. So it's really, like you said, like it really depends on what's like the schedule a bit. Like if I have a trip or competitions, it adapt a little bit.
You seem to be in super great shape. Like, well, you always do really well at this invitationals, this
Yeah.
open comps to speak. Why do you think that is? Is this just the format that suits you, or more psyched, or?
No, yeah, it's funny. I also see it like very often on those invitational comps, like from September to when it's like February. There are always like a lot of comps, and I always see like I'm doing quite well at these comps, and yeah, I'm not really sure how it comes. I suppose like just I've like I'm very naturally like super competitive. So I think like every time I do a competition, if it's like, imagine it was just like a national comp, like just the Belgian Cup, or if it's like an Olympic Games or whatever, I'm always gonna be there. Like, I just want to win it. I really want to win. So, I think like if I always have like this kind of mindset, I'm always like very focused and like going like 100% for it. And I think it also helps me to always get this like always get like a good results also on the invitational comps. So yeah, I think it's kind of like that, but it's hard to say what's really like the thing is. It's also not like, World Cups, like I'm like trying to be like completely in my zone, with my headset on and yeah, like all the routines I have to do, like on the invitational comps, I try to be a bit more chill. Like in isolation, I try to talk a bit more with other people, like try to have a bit more fun. But still, like I have the feeling I'm still like in a good like focus to do good.
So, where do you start actually with the preparation for the next season?
So yeah, it's already been started sometime, but this year I think I took like a very long rest. I think after the Olympics, I think I didn't train until like what is it, end October, like begin this November. So I feel like for me it's like the longest pause of training, like not from climbing but just from training that I had. Because I just went like a lot of rock climbing. I went to Sius a lot. I went to Arco, so Arco, yeah, also Arco, but Mallorca, I mean. So yeah, I took it like for a long time, like very very chill. And I felt like it's after that it was actually like pretty hard to get back in this training mode, because like I never really had like a period in my life where I found like motivation was a problem. Like I was very motivated and very dedicated, but I had the feeling after the season, like there was some kind of like stress or like kind of pressure that I put myself on to make sure I always was motivated. Like I had the feeling that like went a bit away, while motivation actually became like kind of a factor in the thing that for the trainings, So it's not like I skipped the trainings, but I felt like it was a little bit harder to actually like push myself. But I think it's normal, because it was like 2 months or 2 months and a half that I didn't really train. So yeah, it's always like it was hard to get back in the routine of really like waking up, training, rest, training, then going to sleep, then again training, rest, training. So was not easy to restart everything, especially when you come like from like you know, Mallorca, like very good weather. You wake up at like, I don't know, like at 11 or something. Then, you know, you take your breakfast, everything's super easy. You go like deep water soloing, like everything like super chill. And then you come back and you have to be like, okay, wake up again at 8. Then you go to training. And so yeah, it was not the easiest switch to make, but right now I'm already getting used to it a little bit. So
Wow, that sounds like coming back to work after vacation. You know?
yeah, actually, it's like this, you know, like
Yeah.
yeah, it feels a bit like this.
Yeah, but so what you're saying now is that when you climbed this Pontàs, you hadn't really trained much.
No, yeah, no, it had been like a while. I think I always have the feeling like my level doesn't drop like immediately. But yeah, I try to train like a little bit, like, but I was I was more focused on Rastaman before because I tried Rastaman vibration and Zeus. So I tried to train for it, but yeah, I was not really I was not spending a lot of time in the gym anyway. Like I think when I say I tried to train for it, it was like maybe 2 days in like in or 3 days in a whole month because I was like only in the gym for that much because I was always gone. So yeah, and especially for Mallorca, yeah, it was not like I was like going okay, it's like kind of a physical thing, so I have to train this or that. No, I just went to the gym. I was just like enjoying it. I was bouldering. Then sometimes I did some like a circuit of 25 moves, but it was not like I was training for it. So
No.
So how would you characterize the Pontàs as a route? Is it more like, is it power endurance? Is it boulder problem and then more chill? Like, do you need a lot of endurance for it?
yeah, I don't think it's a lot of endurance. I think it's like, yeah, especially you start in the beginning like one very not like hard move, just like a small crimp, and you go to jug with so you start kind of with like a tricky one move thing, which when you know it, it's like okay, you know, you don't fall there. Then you really like you just climb actually on jugs until the dyno. So the dyno is actually not the physically hardest thing. It's just like very, very low percentage because you know the feeling you always kind of ride very good in a jug. That's like not at all the problem, but just the big problem is like just getting it like perfectly. So so yeah, this is like I think this is the hardest part of Espontas, the fact that is just like very low percentage this move. But yeah, I saw with Mejdi and some Richard also what they did was like jumping with two hands, and I feel like it's really like way less low percentage because you can control it so much better. Like the feeling you don't have to grab them perfectly to still catch them. Like Mejdi, he did this dyno like 7 times in a row, I think. So yeah, it's really like I think it's a big game changer. But anyway, once you have like these two holds, you kind of start to get to the endurance part because yeah, then there's actually not like jugs anymore. You got, like do the traverse, which is like on good holds. And then once you get to the edge, for me and also for Mejdi and Sam, like we were like quite tired already, like. And since there was not really a rest anymore, it was hard to do like the final boulder program. I think it's like kind of like a compression with heels, and it's quite physical. Yeah, it's just like one boulder program where I just have to like keep pull through it, right? And actually once you did that, it's quite finished. So yeah, I had the feeling it was not super endurance, it's more like short endurance with like jugs, then you go to the dyno, and then you actually have like a section of like 4 or 5 moves, and then you do a boulder program, and then it's over. So yeah, it's not super long, but yeah.
Was it first time for you, defaulter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this was like the first time. Also, like the very first thing I went in was actually the dyno of as Pontàs. Like I never touched any rock deep water showing, just like went straight into the dyno as Pontàs. So
Not
it
bad.
was very cool.
So Pontàs is actually the easiest deep water solo you've done.
No, I think before Espontas I did other routes. So like before standing Espontas, not before trying Espontas, but yeah, when I went deep water shooting for the first time, Espontas was the easiest thing I ever tried in my life. So but, yeah, after I went to climb a little bit other classics too, like yeah, not only Espontas in my area.
Okay.
Have you been in the north, in Alasha as well, or?
No. I really have the plans to go. Maybe not in 2025, but maybe the year after. But yeah, we were kind of like with the group, with the French people. So yeah, even when I sent the Spontas, we were like still going there to go with the Mejdi and Sam. I also don't have a car, so I couldn't really go on my own. But it was nice. Like I was just like still trying Spontas, like the dyno. I think it was pretty fun. Or there was also like when you go in the end of Spontas, you can like climb out on the right, just on the arc. But I don't know. Looks like there's a possibility to like go back to the left. So I was just like trying to find holes there, like trying to kind of open like a new line. So yeah, it was not like I was doing nothing, but it was definitely more chill. But yeah, I liked it to like discover a little bit like new holes. It's hard because you have like not really there is a row, but you're not really arriving far enough into the roof. So yeah, I was doing that once I did that.
But if you do that, that's going to be pretty high, no? Like
yeah, very high. Yeah, I mean, no, very high. No, I think Alasha and Big Fish they're probably like much higher. So I don't think there is anything more dangerous than those two. But I would say it's kind of on the same height as the crux of Espontas, like the final crux. So I don't think it adds more how do you say more risk. It doesn't add more risk to the fact.
How do you feel about that? Actually, the risk.
For me, it was quite okay. I think. I think for me, honestly, the scariest things were the how do you say those rubbery things in the water that like
the jellyfish.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, jellyfish. Yeah, yeah. For me, that's like the scariest thing. 'Cause, yeah, that's like that's quite an awful pain. But actually, like falling in the water, I didn't really fall often very bad. I think only one time maybe at the dyno. But for the rest, I had the feeling I was always like falling quite good. The feeling I was always quite in control when I was climbing in Mallorca. So yeah, in terms of risk, I think it's quite okay. For sure, there is always a risk like falling into the water. There you can always hurt yourself, but yeah, I think it was quite okay actually.
Another question there about the deep water solo before we continue. The logistics actually, how does it work with how many pairs of shoes do you need to have, chalk bags, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, for me it was the first time, so I was like a bit asking around too. I think the shoes are for sure less important than the chalk bag. Like I have the feeling the chalk bags are really like the factor on how many tries you're gonna be able to do on the day. Because my shoes, like the inside, is never really gonna dry in a day. Even during the night, it's hard to let them dry. But the rubber on the outside, if you just put them in the sun, like in half an hour, I had the feeling they're dry, and you could try again. But yeah, the chalk bags are really like just as much as possible because yeah, once they're wet, it takes quite a while to let them dry. You really have to get all the water out. Then you have to turn them inside out. You have to really put them in the sun. So and then it's there. If you really do that, there is yeah, you can still try them for the day, but it takes a while. So yeah, it's better. I only had like 2 chalk bags with me, which was like not at all enough, especially when you're trying as Pontàs and you're falling like 10 times a day on the dyno before you actually can make a try in the end. But yeah, so I would say like pair of shoes for me, it was like between 5 and 10 will be like okay. And then chalk bags, just yeah, as much as you have actually. Like the more chalk bags you can take, the better it is. So yeah.
Pro tips.
Did you
Yeah,
try
kind of.
take out the fluffy part from the chalk bag?
Yeah, that's the thing that really dries like super slow. So yeah. But I saw there also like kind of like this more like paper texture chalk bags. I don't know, which doesn't have like this thing that absorb the water. So I think if these chalk bags will be like actually better for deep water shoaling, because it seems like it dries like pretty fast.
Yeah.
So someone should develop a special deep water solar chalk bag, no?
Yeah, that looks like actually that cool, like perfectly work. Is yeah, once you don't have like the thing that like really absorbs the water, then actually the thing can dry like pretty fast, you know. So say if they invent like a chalk bag where it's just like another sort of material, like I'm sure it works like some kind of plastic or something, then
then basically just a plastic bag, I guess. So
yeah, kind of like this. Yeah, then you're only losing the chalk and not like the whole chalk bag. So yeah, it's actually a good idea.
Maybe back to the competition climbing.
Yeah,
the first Belgian who brought podium or medal from World Cup, right?
Yeah, exactly.
How does it feel like to be the first one?
Well, first Belgian male, right?
Yeah,
first Belgian male, exactly. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there are enough strong climbers like Anak and Muriel, and so yeah, first Belgian male. Yeah, it's kind of like in a way it's for me it's not like the biggest thing. It's not like I'm like yes I'm the first Belgian male. Like yeah, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. And it's like yeah, it's more like I'm happy to have it because I hope like this like climbing is gonna get like bigger in Belgium too. Like people are gonna watch more climbing or people are gonna start more climbing. So I hope once we're gonna be like, you know, like they all look at the Japanese now. Like hopefully in some years they will be like, oh fuck, the Belgians are dominating on the world. Like, it could be pretty cool. So and I would like to also go like in this process of our country trying to grow a bit in Belgium. But yeah, so I see it like more like this, like not really as an achievement, but more like as something that can start like a process for more Belgians to really go and do like World Cup wins. So yeah, I hope it will happen like this.
And I guess your big goal right now is well, that's a bit in the future, but looking forward to LA 28.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think LA. It's like I think I'm at a very good age then. Like I still have like 4 more years, so 4 more like 3.5 seasons. More experience. So yeah, it's still not really clear what you're gonna have to do, whether we have to do bouldering, lead, or again combine. So so yeah, it's like I think at that point I'm really gonna be like a very like already a more experienced athlete. Also, I hope better than I'm now. So yeah, for me, LA is gonna be like I think the big competition of my life, like the thing where I want to be like where I actually just I want to win in LA. I think it's like a clear goal for me. So say I'm gonna try like the very very best, like be the strongest in LA.
What would be your favorite format for LA?
It's hard to say. Like I really like the combined, like just the fact that there is a combined. I really like it. I also like the separate disciplines for sure. But yeah, I think if you just talk about climbing, I think bouldering and lead are like kind of together. You know, I feel like it's like athletics. You know, you have like all the different disciplines, but then you also have like the heptathlon and the decathlon, you know. So yeah, I like the combined. I just think the format, there was something not right about it. I think, yeah, there is just with the points it doesn't really work, or also with the fact that they split up the bouldering into 2 zones, it kind of make the style of bouldering change. I feel like it's like climbing from I talked with other people, like a lot of people have like the feeling it's like climbing from checkpoint to checkpoint, but like with good holds, you know, you have to do like move, you have a good hold, then you do other move, you have another good hold. So I don't really like this style of climbing. I really like if you just like have like no rest, you just continue on bad holds, and like this you do a bouldering, and not I don't have the feeling it's like, yeah, there shouldn't be like a lot of jerks inside of a boulder, you know.
No, I think that's sort of the spirit of bouldering, that on boulders you don't really have rests.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, so I really like, for example, we want in Budapest in the qualification, like there was this last boulder, and this one was actually like very, very good, and it's also kind of because of the combine that they like put this boulder, because I had the feeling otherwise we will never have such a long boulder. But I think it was like a boulder of almost like 10 moves, maybe more, but it was really like no rest, and this was actually like I finished this boulder and I was like, yeah, this one was actually like very, very nice. It was also only Alberto who cooked up it, but it was like very physically, like it started on bad pinches, then into like bad compressions. So in this way, I liked it that the bolts were a bit longer, because it adds like another type of boulders we had to climb besides like coordination, slab, physical. It's like also like a bit like very, very short endurance boulders, like 10 moves. So this way I liked it, but I had very often the feeling it was more climbing from checkpoint to checkpoint, especially in coordination. It was like 3 coordinations in a row, and yeah, I think it's just better if you like also kind of mix the styles, you know. We have like a coordination start and a physical end. So I missed kind of this kind of boulders, and I'm really looking forward to have back the normal World Cups to do this again.
Definitely. And also at the normal World Cups, I think we need probably more distinction like between the styles sometimes. Like it's often it's sort of coordination and on all the problems almost.
Yeah. I have the feeling like this too. It's very often coordination. Like already climbing, it's a lot about how do you say, knowledge of how your body moves. It's very important to know how to move, not just like go like this, but really like go into the move and like make it efficient. But yeah, aside from that, I have the feeling it's like, yeah, it's like kind of a lot of coordination. And even when they put like some physical boulders, it's often still like some coordination in it. So yeah, I would like to have it a bit less like this and just go back a bit to like old school climbing, which I have the feeling it's actually it's going a bit back. So I hope they will continue going into this path with like more old school climbing. Will be very nice.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe the pendulum is sort of on the way back a little bit to find a good position. Yeah. But about competition climbing, and I mean, or let's put it like this: you seems you can do everything, right? You climb routes, you climb deep-water solo, it's also routes, but you boulder outside, you compete, and is it difficult for you to focus solely like only on competitions on such a big part of the year?
It's very, I wouldn't say it's annoying, but it's like it's a very long season we have, you know. I mean, long season in other sports is the same, sometimes even longer, but I mean, for climbing I feel like it's a long season in terms of, you know, you're missing the whole season. For example, in Zeus, you know, it's not the whole season, but if you compete until September, in October it's already getting very cold in Zeus, for example. Like just this in this area, I know you miss quite some some good conditions. If you don't go rock climbing, you still have the possibility to like skip some comps and go rock climbing. But yeah, I have the feeling it's hard to just focus on just competition climbing. And so yeah, but it's kind of a choice you have to make, and kind of something you have to think about. Okay, what do you want to do? You know, do you want to be an Olympic champion and yeah, and be like very good competition climbing? Then yeah, then you can still go rock climbing, but you have to train like coordinations and things like this, and slabs, which is not really outside. But if you just want to go for the physical part and you just want to go rock climbing, then you can still do competitions, but then you kind of have to accept that you will be less strong at the physical part. But yeah, for me, it's like I use the form of the competition to go rock climbing a bit, so that's already like good to do, have the feeling. So but yeah, it's hard to always make the choice or to make sacrifices. So yeah, especially for like rock climbing, I have the feeling it's less hard to make the sacrifices, not because I like it less, but more because this boulder will always be there. It won't go away. You won't look at somebody climbing it and next week it's not there anymore. Like, while when there is a competition, you don't compete, you don't do the boulders. Like, you will never know what you're going to do in a boulder. So for me in this thing, it's easier to skip the like a rock climbing trip than competitions. But it's always a hard choice. Like, yeah.
At the same time, it seems that the training for competitions is also really good for rock climbing. I mean, I think we've seen this so much this season. Like when competition climbers climb outside, is like, wow, damn, things are happening.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. In the end, it's climbing. Like, even though you're trying coordination, you're not only training coordination, but yeah, the physical parts. I mean, also for competition climbing, even if it is a lot of coordination there, you still need this basic physical shape, which is very, very important, especially for lead climbing, which is still like just a lot about endurance. So I have the feeling it's really matching a lot with the outside climbing. So yeah, and that's kind of view. It's always good to use the form you have from the training of the competitions to go rock climbing and do very hard things outdoors. Because yeah, you can clearly see that people who are at the top in competition, like Jakob, Alex, Adam, they're like the best outdoors too. So there are definitely a lot of things shared in the fact of training and physical shape.
Yeah, and also like you mentioned on as Pontàs, where Mehdi and Sam finding this double dyno way of solving that's sort of a competition move. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like bringing a bit like the way of thinking inside a competition. You actually bring it outdoors. You're like, okay, this thing is very low percentage, so what can I try? Okay, if I go with two hands, it's more secure, so there's more chance that I will stick the dyno, which gives me more tries in the end. So yeah, it's like bringing a bit those things outdoors. So yeah, for sure there are like things that can like really help, which are very useful. From also the other way around, like, so yeah, there are always things that are gonna help each other from both ways.
So, I mean, you can perform way longer outdoors, after your competition career is over anyway. So
yeah, definitely. There's still like when you stop competition or when you decide to stop competition, for a lot of people it's a different age, but there are still like, yeah, you still have this physical form, and yeah, you can still like do so many years outdoors. Not It's not only about like sending the hardest routes, but just like there's so many routes you can still do, or like just talking about adventures. There are a lot of multi pitches or different types of climbing which you can discover, and yeah, there's just like such a big world to still do things after the competition, that it's like it's just so amazing actually.
It's super cool.
Yeah, about that, like so when you watch people, climb 9As, 9Cs, cracks, big walls, or crazy things on the boards, like, do you ever feel like, shit, I could never do that? Or is it always like, yeah, I could do that?
No, I definitely have some things that I see them like, no way, or that I'm like, it will take like a very, very long time. So yeah, especially in things that I never tried, like like there are so many things. So often I see videos and I'm like, especially it's a lot about coordination, I'm like, fuck, it seems so hard and it will take so many tries and so many fails, and like I have to think so much and like adapt so much, and then I'm like, it's really hard to do those things. Which it's not at all that I'm always looking at things like, oh yeah, I can do that easy or something like this. Also, like on board climbing, I think people sometimes they do like crazy things, like when you really go into boulders, and if you didn't try it for a lot of tries, then you don't know the position at all, and when you actually go try this boulder and you just go into the best position, it's feeling so weird. And then some people do like such a big moves, and then you're like, after like 10 tries, you still didn't find it, and you're like, fuck, some guys are just like crazy, It's like insane how they do like moves like this. So yeah, definitely always have like, I'm definitely not like always saying like, I can do this, or it's always quite some doubt about if I can actually do it or not.
I mean, you have still big time in front of you, right? You are 20 now, so
Yeah. So it's still a lot of time to actually like look at the videos, think that I cannot do it, still like having a long process of like trying it, and then hopefully I can still do it. So yeah, I still have a lot of time.
So is there anything that, like, any kind of climbing which is sort of the next thing for you that you haven't tried? Like, I want to try that sometime, or I don't know what you haven't done, but if it's like big walls or cracks.
Yeah, definitely. There is for sure big wall climbing. It's something that really attracts me. A bit more adventure, like there is on El Capitan, like things like this. There are still a lot of things that I want to try. Even here in Belgium, I can still do like multi-pitch routes. Beside that, there is still like tread climbing, which really attracts me. Like I really like it. I think I can still learn a lot about this, because like a very specific technique of climbing which I really want to learn. Say things like this I'm very interested in. I'm not only like interested in like the hardest grade, or like the most physical things, or not like the things that look the most cool in bouldering, but yeah, definitely like all kinds of sort of climbing I want to discover. So yeah, I'm psyched of that. Even like ice climbing looks like very, I don't think I will be the guy that like that is gonna go like every year to this spot to go ice climbing, but I think like one day I want to try it and see how it is, but and probably then I will just not really do it again, because for me it doesn't look like the most attractive thing, but I definitely want to try it and see what it is. So yeah, I definitely want to try everything. So yeah.
So it's nothing which you really would say, oh no, I don't want to try this. That's something like not for me.
Yeah, there's dry tooling actually looks doesn't look so attractive to me. Yeah, if I'm gonna use those things, I can better just use them on ice, So yeah, dry tooling doesn't look so attractive to me. So some things are like, but it's so if it just like stays in like the sort of climbing, or like sort of an adventure, then yeah, I'm actually always like pretty psyched for it.
But you said maybe not the hardest grade, but if we talk about the hardest grades in bouldering, which is 9A today, did you try any of them, or is there anyone that you feel like you want to try more than any other?
Well, yeah, I didn't really try, but I tried like Big Island, which is like the higher start of Sudan Cell. So I didn't really try the low start of Sudan Cell because I'm struggling like a lot in Big Island. Like it's like kind of my nemesis boulder, which like the helix are just not sticking for me. I have no idea how it comes, but I mean I know how it comes. Like I'm just not so good in helix, but just I try like, and people are saying, yeah, try this, and every time I try, like, no way. It's already been like 7 or 8 sessions. Still, like, there's still one move I didn't do. So yeah, I tried this boulder, but yeah, this is not the one that attracts me the most, I think. Yeah, I'm really psyched for the others. I think for me, Alphane looks like the coolest one. I think, yeah, this one just looks like such a cool move. So it's a bit longer too, which I really like. Which, yeah, so yeah, I'm definitely psyched to try all those bowls for sure. Burden is like it's like one of the classics too. So yeah, I'm really like psyched to like just try as much as possible of those hardest grades, because yeah, it's not that I'm not attracted by hardest grades. I just say not in every discipline of climbing I need to do the hardest grades, but yeah, definitely in bouldering elite I want to try and go do the craziest and hardest things that are out there.
Did you watch Pete Whittaker try Charles Albert's what's the name of it, Le Voyageur or something?
Yeah, and yeah, no, I didn't
Geneva.
watch it yet. Actually, didn't cross it. Yeah, now that you say, I should search for the video and save it to watch, because yeah, people said it was actually like it looked quite good to climb. It actually looked pretty fun and very hard too, especially. So yeah, no, I have to go search for the video and watch it. It just somebody said it to me, and then I like completely forget to watch the video. So, but yeah, I should actually go watch it. So yeah, normally I'm not the biggest fan of like this cave climbing with knee bars. I'm not the big fan of knee pads. But yeah, I can still watch the video and then decide how the boulder looks.
Yeah, it looks very different when Charles climbed it and when Pete climbs it. Let's say it's totally different boulders.
Yeah,
totally.
that's what you can expect from somebody who's doing it on barefoot and without knee pads, and then somebody's coming with knee pads and shoes. It's, yeah, I think it opens like a whole world of other possibilities, you know.
For
Thinking
sure.
on both ways, you know, there are things you can do barefoot which are harder of you, or you cannot do with normal shoes. So yeah, in both ways, it's like another world.
Yeah, it's interesting to see those totally different techniques, and of course, the hardest boulder would be where you need to be able to do both kinds of techniques perfectly. You know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree.
So how do you feel about downgrading routes if you climb them with the knee pads, for example?
Yeah, I think it's okay to. I think it's good to downgrade routes with the knee pad, because it's hard to say that we should start getting 2 grades or something. It's getting all very complicated then. But yeah, I just think it's kind of clear if you use a knee pad, then you can like hang for 1 minute no hands in a route, which you cannot do without a knee pad. It's just like it's something else, you know. You get like a complete reset. So I think downgrading should definitely be like, yeah, it should be considered. Or what I do, it's always I would like to know whether the first ascent is climbed with or without knee pads. So I would also like, I wouldn't say I will not use a knee pad, but it's like, yeah, when the first ascent is climbed without a knee pad, and you're gonna put the knee pads every 2 moves, which give you like a very good rest. Yeah, you cannot say it's like the same grade. So yeah, but then the other way, it's also like when you, for example, like Silence is very known for a lot of knee pads, like very good rest with the knee pads. So if imagine you try this one without knee pads, it will like give you such a disadvantage that it actually like gets very hard. So yeah, I think for me, like I don't say everybody do their own thing, but me, I'm always gonna check if the first ascent is done with or without knee pads. So I just know what I have to do.
I think personally, I agree with you that I mean, of course, you should use a knee pad if it's much better, but I don't think it's not as beautiful.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, it's just like I also don't really like putting knee bars. It's not really my style, but yeah, I just think for me you can do it, but just if you do a 9A and you put like which is, or for example, and this is route, like for me a good example is like Ali Hulk, it's like a 9B or whatever. There are so many things to sit or extension, but just in general, this thing. I think back in the days when I think it's Danny Andrada who did it like first ascent. I saw like a video of him. I saw him like campusing in the roof or something. It's like very crazy. And then when you see the scents now, they're just in the roof. There are like a million knee bars people put, and just really like they're getting like a complete reset. So it's like you cannot really compare the thing that he do with the thing that you're doing, which doesn't make it not impressive that you send the route, because it's still like pretty hard, but it's just like I don't feel like it's just you're climbing the same thing. So but in the end it's just like it's like a personal opinion, if you feel like it's nicer with climbing with the knee pad, you should just use it. In the end, a grade is a grade. It's just to say how hard it is something. So
agreed. About lead climbing, it seems to me that I mean, you won the world championships as a junior in both boulder and lead. And I mean, you're obviously a really good lead climber, but it seems that you haven't really it hasn't been going as well on the lead discipline as boulder. Is this because you've been focusing more on bouldering, or is it just bad luck?
No, I don't know if it's cannot really call it bad luck. I think I just there was a period like just a very long period from the start when I was doing lead World Cups until like last season, or was it 2024. Like just every World Cup of lead before that, I was just like not doing what I should do. Like I was forgetting a method. I was like slipping of holds. I was really like, it was like crazy how every time there was something going wrong. I could like climb always the first route. I always slipped, or I choked under pressure, or I forgot my methods. And then in the second route, I kind of did good. I get a good result, like the result that we should do to get into a semi, like safely. Just not like I was not one of the best, so I never could catch up with the mistake I did in the first route. So I was always like, I was never making any semi-final, which was very, very hard. And I kind of wanted to quit lead climbing because it was very, very annoying. Like it always gave me this kind of stress, especially like when I started to know the problem, when I started to realize that the first route is always bad, then I always started to stress out a bit more for this first route. But for the Olympics, I had to continue lead climbing, and also I think at one point I became way stronger in lead. Like the switch from 2023 and 2024, I became already way stronger in lead, and I also started doing less mistakes in the qualifications. So that's why it was a very long time that that I climbed without doing any semifinals, or even without having any satisfaction in leads. So it was not a physical thing. It was more like something mental. I had to figure out how to get through it. So yeah.
So you feel you're in a better spot now mentally?
Yeah, I feel like I kind of figured it out. I started to climb more controlled. I'm a bit older too, so I mean older. I'm not like Jakob or Adam or Alex, but I'm already a bit older than some time ago. Like I figured out a bit how to deal with it. Also I have the feeling I got a bit stronger, which means I'm more allowed to. I have a bit more time to think inside of the route. I think when I was younger, I was still less strong, and if I imagine I didn't slip or I forgot something and I had to search for it, but then I will just like fall somewhere else because I had to search such a long time there, which I think now I have more endurance and I can, not that I'm still gonna do like a crazy good run, but at least I can get like a minimum to get into the semi-final. So yeah, it's not that I was less strong in lead for all this time, but it's just like I think my boulder has always been better. The last years have always been better, and beginning was different. But yeah, it was more like a problem mental or yeah, just like methods or something like this.
Do you prefer reed or boulder, like generally?
Yeah, definitely boulder. I think for me it's way more relaxed. I prefer to have competition with time than actually with tries. Like in boulder, I can just like have like multiple tries. I just have a limit of time, which it's more like a tactical aspect that adds to the game. Which in leads you just have this one try, and if you doesn't do it in this one try, you're never gonna do it again. So besides that, I always get also way more satisfaction in bouldering because there are more aspects coming to it. I feel like you're in the game for a way longer time than lead. So yeah, I definitely enjoy bouldering more than lead.
Is it the same for the outdoor?
No, for the outdoor it's a bit the same. Since there is just chill and there is no limit on anything. For me, it's climbing, and in this case, both I really really like.
Yeah, and also I guess outdoors. Well, on competition, the style of the route is very specific, right? It's one style, whereas outdoors you can find everything.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's like this. So yeah, it's just outdoors for me. When it starts to be just like climbing, yeah, it's both just like it just or you do endurance or you do like physical things, but in the end you just try to send a very hard route. So yeah, I definitely don't have any preference in the outdoor world because it just I really just like to project them both, and both like different kind of tactics you have to use. So yeah, it's really cool to do both.
So if you go back to competition climbing, what about the next season? Do you have plans to like do all the World Cups in boulder and lead, or what's your plan?
Yeah, I want to do all the World Cups. I think my coach want me to not do all the World Cups, to peak a bit more for the end of the season because there is Seoul. So yeah, she convinced me a little bit to skip one or two, but which are going to be especially then lead World Cups because I still want to go like try to get the good results in the overall and boulder. But yeah, I think I really want to do like as much as possible World Cups because I kind of missed it last season. It was always like this combined. Also, the styles in both disciplines were different than a normal World Cup, so I really missed it. Like last year, I actually still wanted to do some World Cups, but I got injured, which I couldn't go to the World Cups. So yeah, it's been like a very long time since I actually like did like good since I actually had like this really World Cup vibe, like it's like a different stress than trying to select for the Olympics or something. So yeah, I'm really missing it. That's why I really wanted to do like as much as possible, which also like can give me a bit more knowledge, like if it is also possible for my body to keep a good form during like a very long period with a lot of competitions. So I think both it's interesting already just for my pleasure and also just to know for the future what I can do or what I cannot do.
Yeah, I guess that if you do like all the World Cups, you have to accept that you're not in top shape every competition.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I think It's gonna be very hard. I think it's hard. It's gonna be hard to keep the form during the whole time. But yeah, I'm interested in how it's gonna go, and yeah, we'll see. I just try and and yeah, we have if it doesn't work, we have next season to adapt, and yeah, so yeah.
Plus, we have the World Championships, right? As well.
Yeah, yeah. We have the World Championship, but I think which is very nice is there's a long break during.
Mhm.
So, for example, there is Koper. I think that's the last World Cup before Seoul, which is still like 2 weeks before, which is not super long. But if you skip this World Cup, there's like a very long period of where you can just take it easy for a while and then go back to training. So yeah, I think that's gonna be what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do Cooper probably, which is not sure. Maybe I'm like, maybe like some weeks before Cooper, I'm gonna be like, you know what, just go for it. But yeah, when I see it now, yeah, when my coach explained it, I think if I really want to do good in Seoul, I think it's good to like when you near the end of the World Cup season, then I think it's good to like just gonna focus a bit more on the training to really get informed for the World Championship. So yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all looking forward to proper World Cup season after all these Olympic
the Olympic thing is it changed so much. It makes people like think and like, for example, I know you're a big fan of the overall
World Cup win, like
overall
total,
World Cup winner. So me too. I'm a very big fan of this thing. I think there's not enough value on this trophy. I think IFSC can do a bit more to make it something really that you want to win. But yeah, just in the Olympics, like the last 2 years before the Olympic, everybody is like, which is completely normal, me too. It's just like so focused on, okay, what can I do to make my body like perfectly in shape just to select for the Olympics, and then you're just gonna like completely forget about the World Cups. And yeah, that moment, like, just World Cups are actually like for me, for other people, World Cups are like good to get like competition experience. Like I know Simo likes to do a lot of competitions, while me, I like to not do a lot of competitions. So like, yeah, if you look at my season last year, it was just like I did the 2 first World Cups in China, then I took a break, I did 2 OPS, and I did Olympic Games. So it was really like not at all any World Cups, just only focus on the Olympics. Yeah, which just means that you cannot win the overall, or yeah, you just cannot do any World Cups. So yeah, I'm looking forward for next season for sure.
Do you have some like favorite competition which you don't want to miss? Like
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, also like even competitions I didn't do, I want to go. So for sure, I think Prague is a very nice place to do. Even though it's new, I think it's very nice World Cup. I like it. I did it the first year. I didn't do it last year, but I mean, I did it last year. I didn't do it this year. But I think that's the one is very nice. I also really like Innsbruck. It's a very nice vibe there too. A World Cup I really want to do is Koper. I have already been there 2 times, signed up for it, and 2 times I didn't participate. First time because I was sick, second time because I got injured. So this next season I won't go again. And I'm like, this World Cup seems so cool. Like I want to be there. Like it seems such an amazing crowd. So yeah, I really want to go, but which is definitely on my list to go. Besides that, I think there's some. Just have to think. I think beside that, they're not like World Cups that I'm like, yeah, these are like amazing. But I think Salt Lake is also pretty cool. Just if they don't put it inside again. Last year I saw it was inside. It was inside of the training center. didn't really look like super. It didn't look like crazy to me. I think when it's outside, it's also a very nice World Cup to do. But yeah, I think Prague and Innsbruck and Koper are like really, or Chamonix. Chamonix, I forgot. Like, yeah, I think Chamonix is like one of the best for sure. If I had to choose like one World Cup that I would like to win, I think it will be like in Chamonix. It's like yeah, definitely one of the very very good ones out there. So yeah, those are like really like my favorites where I would really like to have some good results or to be at every stage of the competition, like until the final, so I can enjoy a lot. So yeah.
Chamonix should do boulder as well.
Sorry.
Chamonix should do boulder as well.
Oh
I think
yeah,
it would be
yeah,
cool.
yeah. It would be
Yeah.
so cool actually.
They
Yeah,
did in the past, I know. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, I
Yeah,
didn't
a
know.
long time ago, like 20 years ago, they did. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it could be really cool. Like if people are as excited for bouldering as for lead, which I think is gonna be like, I think it could be like just like an ultimate classic World Cup, you know, like the one that you want to win. You know, there are always like in every sport there's like, yeah, and then you have there like this is like the best World Cup and every athlete wants to win. So yeah, I think Chamonix for me it seems like it's one of those places where you really want to win. It's so cool.
And we have 2 new Boulder World Cups, right? Next year, like Brazil and Bern.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Björn. Yeah, it's always like I'm always curious on how it's gonna be, you know, because a new place doesn't always mean it's gonna be like good, because people have to get to know the sport also in those countries. So I just know like in Bern, last World Championship was very very good. They managed to like fill the a big part of the stadium. We couldn't use the whole thing because but just the thing we used was like completely filled. So so it was very very nice, a very good atmosphere. So yeah, if they managed to do it again, I'm not sure if it's gonna be in the same area or not.
It's like not same, but like almost same. It's few
Yeah.
meters. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very very psyched for it. So yeah, I think this one is going to be good. In Brazil, I don't know how big the climbing community is in Brazil, but I just know the country is pretty amazing. So I'm psyched to go there, and then we'll see how it's going to be. I'm psyched to go there. It looks super cool.
Sure, it's going to be crazy. Like people are going to be super psyched. I think so much people in Brazil as well. So.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Brazil is, I think, a good atmosphere. So I'm definitely psyched to go and see the World Cup. It's gonna be good, I think.
Do you like to travel, you know, to if you go to different countries and stuff? Can you go just for the World Cup, or can you enjoy the country as well a bit? Or
I really like it when the culture is completely different than us. Like for example, when I'm in, there's like when you have like cities like in Munich or Paris or Amsterdam, things like this. I'm not the one who's the most psyched to go and walk around in the city. It's not that I want to stay in the hotel the whole day, but I'm not gonna be the first one who's gonna propose to make like a huge touristic walk into the city and go watch the this and whatever. Wish when I'm in Japan or I will say China, but last time I was in China, we were like a bit in the middle of nowhere, so it's really China. But just in general, things with a complete different culture, I'm like very psyched to like go see those other cultures. So in this situation, I really like to walk around. But not when it's like kind of the same culture as we have in Belgium. So
got it.
Not Europe.
I really like to go to Japan. It's like the best place ever. Like it's so good, not only for climbing gym, but just like the whole culture. It's so amazing, and I really really like it.
I agree.
I think we reached the short questions now.
Sure.
The short questions. Well, which like the one we always ask is how much do you bench
bench, shit, it's not impressive, you know. I mean, I never really did like a max bench press. I just know like I do like this exercise like 3 times, and I do 20-second rest, then another 3 times, and this I think it was like 60 or 65. So really not something impressive. Something that always annoyed me is like my pecs are not so big. So, so I would like to have them a bit bigger, but they're not really growing, you know. Always at the World Cup, you know, a lot of people are like climbing shirtless. Me too, but you know, just the big difference is that everybody is there like with nice pecs. You know, I'm like, yeah, look pretty good. And then I look down and I'm like, okay, you know, one day like maybe it's coming, but you know, I'm already 20, so I don't know how much more my body is gonna change. But yeah, it's always confronting to be at the World Cup warming up. So yeah.
Have you considered implants?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. Like, you know, implants, I think they're an easy way to do it. So yeah, just maybe to like to go at the World Cup and just go there with my nice implants, and, like, you know, kind of like try to play a bit the mental game, you know, a bit more shirtless, and it could add something, you know. Like,
It would be super funny.
Yeah.
yeah, who knows? Who knows? One day I'll do it for the mental game.
So one armors, how many?
That's already a bit better. I think I can do like 7 or 8 with my left arm. Right is a bit less. I think I'm like at 5, around 5. I think it also really depends on which part of the year I am feeling like outside of the comp season. It's always way better. I just do it like feels like super good. And when I get into the comp season, you know, it's always like a bit less. I don't know why, but yeah. So yeah, 7 or 8. I think it's pretty good. No, I don't know how much the others do it, but I have
Less.
the feeling it was good.
You are left-hander or?
No, I'm right-handed. Just my left arm decided to be stronger than my right one. I don't know. It's kind of a thing.
I know Sasha, he did 20, I think.
20.
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh shit. Now I feel way less impressive. You know? Yeah. Okay. No,
And he's got big pecs as well.
Yeah, I have the feeling again. Yeah, it's big. It's for sure linked something like those big pegs. It's yeah, shit. So yeah.
So Remco or Wout? I don't know how you say that. Wout?
Yeah, what? Yeah.
Wout.
It's
Okay.
a very hard question. I think I still prefer Watt. You know, Watt was there all the time. Even when I was very young, I was watching his Watt. He also did like the cyclocross before. You know, it's like, I don't know if you know it. It's like more into the field with the mud. So it's very famous in Belgium and the Netherlands. Like Mathieu van der Poel was also doing this. So even from the very start, when he started doing this, he had like the battle with Wout van Aert and Mathieu van der Poel, and then we always had to support Wout van Aert because he's like in Belgium, and Mathieu van der Poel actually too, but nobody knows that he's actually like he lives in Belgium, I think, or very close to. He's born in Belgium, I think too. But yeah, I think I definitely prefer Wout van Aert. Just because he was always there when I started watching like anything from cycling. But yeah, I think what Remco is doing is just like crazy, you know. I think he will be like very good one day. Like he's already very good when I'm like talking about maybe Tour de France. I hope he will win. That would be like very cool.
That would be cool. But Van der Poel, you said he's not very popular in Belgium, right? Because he competes for
the
Netherlands.
Netherlands.
Right?
Yeah, no, he's very popular because of the fact that he's actually like a very big part Belgium. So he also has a Belgium accent, like Flemish accent, and not like a Dutch accent. So yeah, I think he's very, very liked in Belgium. But just Wout van Aert, when you have the name Wout van Aert, there's a Belgian flag, and when you have Van der Poel, there is a flag from the Netherlands. So yeah, that's the big difference. But yeah.
So are you like big fan of some other sports actually? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you can call it a sport, but I'm big fan of darts. Like
Yeah.
the darts is like amazing. Like in I think it's in 4 days or 5 days. In 5 days, or there is a world championship that will start. I was very close to buy tickets, but it was all a little bit too expensive. I was a bit too short. But I'm a very big fan. I watch the darts like all year long, so I think it's so good. Like people are always laughing with me, but once I start watching it, like they're completely sold. It's like people actually they should look up the stadiums where they're playing in. Like the atmosphere is like 10 times better than any climbing competition. You just take Chamonix, you just do the atmosphere like 10 times better, and that's like how it is in darts. It's like
Wow.
it's so cool.
Do you play darts? Or
I have a darts board here, but it's very very hard to do. So I don't really do it. No, but
No, you have to drink a lot of beer, right? That can't be good for you.
yeah. I know. In the beginning, actually, when they were like playing world championship in darts, they were like drinking beer, like during I'm smoking. Yeah, and then one guy, like I don't know, he just came and it was like, okay, you know what? Imagine I don't drink beer anymore. Maybe I will try better and I will actually be world champion. And since then, nobody's drinking beer anymore because it's just way better, So yeah, and yeah. Besides darts, I like a lot of sports. I watch cycling, like Tour de France. I'm a very big fan, but just like the classics. I think in Belgium we have like, because there are like 5 big classics in the world. I think 2 of them are in Belgium. So yeah, it's always like a big hype when it's here in Belgium. I try to watch quite some sport. Not all of them, but some I really like.
do you do some other sports than climbing?
No, there's not a lot of time for it. Wish I try. We tried to. I really like padel. We started doing it like in Mallorca with Mejdi, Sam, Manu, Jules. We were all together, and yeah, we went to do padel because in Spain it's very popular too. So we went that, and I already did it a lot because my whole family is actually playing tennis. So tennis and padel in Belgium, it's like linked. There's in every tennis club, or almost every tennis club, there's like padel. So I actually bought a padel racket. I got it. I asked it for Christmas, so I will get a padel racket. Racket. So yeah, this sport I really like, and I think I'm gonna do like I'm gonna try to do like on my rest days a bit, to be a bit more active. So yeah, my whole family is good at it, so I can also like play with good with good athletes, like not the best, but like good. So yeah, it's gonna be nice. I'm looking forward to start my padel career.
Thank you very much.
I'm happy.
Thank you so much, and we good luck this season, and hope you
Yes.
enjoy everything. And
Thank you. Yeah.
see you on the circuit. Take care.
Yes, you too. See you next time.